All right, so the final game that we have to talk about here from the bowl week was number 5 Texas A&M at 8-1 versus number 13 North Carolina at 8-3, and that was Saturday, January the 2nd at 8 p.m. on ESPN. That was the Capital One Orange Bowl from Hard Rock Stadium in Miami Gardens, Florida. This one was back and forth. So in watching this one, it was, A&M would score, Carolina would score, and it was just back and forth all along until about midway through the fourth. It seemed like A&M was just able to get that separation and able to get some stops on defense, and ultimately pulled ahead by a couple scores to win 41-27. The way things worked out, Jesse and I both got the points in this one because it tied, even in the tiebreaker. So,
of course,
Matt's shaking his head. So,
it's like one of those races where the thoroughbred's out front, and then all of a sudden, the thoroughbred starts getting tired, and the other horses catch up. It's just like my fantasy football season. I demolish people all season long, and then get out of the first round and
same.
The game itself, though, really intriguing. And also, I noticed, and I'm going to get I don't have the stat right in front of me, but I'm pretty sure that Kellen Mond surpassed Johnny Manziel for the most yards from scrimmage, I believe, by an A&M player. Anyway, he passed Johnny Football in something, and I'm pretty sure that was the stat. I don't think that we necessarily give Kellen Mond the credit that he deserves, but he's had quite a career there at A&M and continues to put out good numbers. Matt, I'd like to start with you first this time. What were your thoughts on A&M and their ability to kind of just put NC North Carolina away there at the end?
Again, another solid 8-3 team out of the ACC. And again, the ACC is kind of suspect. We saw that when we saw Clemson play Ohio State. But again, a solid team on paper. Texas A&M comes in, takes care of business, no turnovers, gets a plenty of yards on the ground, holds onto the ball more than UNC does. They're able to put this thing away. I do want to talk about how Jimbo didn't want to get wet with the Gatorade bag.
What a baby!
But
I thought it was hilarious. I was just watching him just running away.
I feel like they should have played the Benny Hill music. It was ridiculous. But again, solid win for Texas A&M.
Because he's a lizard person, and if you get him wet, you'll see.
Jesse, please stop with the irrational hatred for
lizard person.
In fact, Jesse, you may want to plug your ears for this next one.
I have nice things to say.
You do?
2 weeks in a row.
Wow, look at that. So yeah, I think Jimbo's earning a paycheck this year. I think they've done a pretty good job. I really would have liked to have seen Texas A&M Bama one more time. I really would have. And I think that would have been a great matchup. I think that would have been a really good game. And I think that would have been a solid game. I would love to have seen those two.
I think anything would have been better than Bama Notre Dame.
Yeah, you ain't kidding.
Absolutely.
But yeah, kudos to A&M. They got something to build on for next season.
Yeah.
I think A&M came in there pissed off that they got scrubbed out of the top 4. I think they made a case for it. They said it multiple times. And Ohio State got in there, and we've talked about it at length, and I won't go into it again. But if I'm A&M, I'm going into the game that you gave me, and I'm going to show you there why I deserve to be somewhere else. And I agree with you. I think watching Bama A&M would have been a more entertaining game than Bama Notre Dame. But of course, that wouldn't have gotten the same ratings, and it wouldn't have appeased one of those other conferences, even though they're not even in that conference really. But yeah, I agree. I think if I'm A&M, I'm Jimbo Fisher. I'm building on this year, and I'm going to make sure next year that no one can count me out.
Yeah. I think, even Notre Dame fans kind of knew what was up, though, right? And just
the
judging
video of the lady that's like, God, no.
Yeah, I was going to say that video. Plus, it sounds like the guy who was sitting next to you at the bar kind of already had given up before the game started.
Dude, he was so unwell.
Yeah. So yeah, so it would have been interesting. But kudos to A&M for doing what they needed to do in the game that they did get, and that concludes the bowl game's current pick'em standings. Jesse,
Say though, sorry, just to go back to A&M really quick. I'm going to be nice. I appreciate. It's going to pay me to say this.
do you need a
I
moment?
appreciate A&M and Jimbo Fisher treating this game as a game and not
Right.
saying that the last game we played was the game that it was. No. Their players
Matt's
showed
writing
up.
stuff down.
I know.
No, I got wait. I got to find a pen. Oh, that's not it. That's not a pen.
Come on, Matt. We're
Hold on.
digital these days. Come on now.
Hold on,
No,
just wait a
type
second.
it. There's a flask.
No,
I
there's
might need
I don't know where my bloody pen went. Go
But
ahead, Jesse. I'll just record.
I appreciate them. Legitimately got snubbed out of a playoff, and they still played as though it were. They took it seriously, and Jimbo Fisher didn't make light of it in his post-game conference. I'm looking at you, Florida. Dan Mullen, I hate to say it, but take a cue from Jimbo at this point.
Oh man, I think I need to save these. I don't think I've ever heard that. I never heard that from Jesse. You've basically taken Jimbo and elevated him above Mullen at this point. So I guess you're right, Matt. I guess she's kind of like. I guess he's been replaced. Jimbo's been replaced.
I still think Jimbo is
Mullen's
trash. I just think he's handling his program at this point a little bit better than Dan Mullen is.
Right. Yeah. Well, no arguments there. The current pick'em standings: Jesse leading the pack now. So 27, and I have 26. Matt has 25. And I was about to say that you didn't have the lead throughout the whole season, but now that it counts,
I was losing the whole season.
I was going to say you were way behind. Well, not way behind, but you were behind for a majority of the season, and then in the clutch you come through. So kudos. And Matt's sighing over there. But the truth is that really whoever wins the pick in this last one is the one who's going to win. And we've never had that on this show. So I'm actually personally pretty stoked about that because all three of us have a chance to win the $100. So I think it's pretty awesome.